Hello, I'm Lee Bernick, Dean of the Greenspun College of Urban Affairs, and I want to welcome you to another edition of the Urban Report. This week we're going to talk to students and faculty members about the college and what's happening at the university. And we're also going to talk to an individual who works with our department, our School of Social Work. Our first set of guests, though, are our CSUN, our senators from the college. There are two students. I'm going to try to get Gil's last name correct, and Gil, you can correct me. So Gil, it's Revolorio, is that it?
Revolorio.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, and Gil is one of our senators. He's the senior senator.
Yes, correct.
And Andrew Williams is our other senator and our other guest for today. So let's first start out. You're the senators for the college, and
Yeah.
that means, though, that you actually have a major in our college,
Yes.
right? What's your major?
I'm taking two majors in this college. One is criminal justice, and the other one is public administration.
Okay, criminal justice and public administration.
Yeah.
And Andrew, what is?
I'm majoring in public administration, and I'm minoring in public policy
In public
through the
policy.
Brookings Institute.
At the Brookings, our Brookings Public Policy minor. Well, we're glad that you're doing that. You're one of the first to be in that program. And so I understand that you are both from here in Vegas, right? And you chose to come here, and you went to high school and got college credit. And so and Andrew, how many credits did you have when you came in?
When I graduated from CSN High School, I came here with 41 credits
41 credits, and then jumped right into
and jumped right into UNLV.
the major,
Yep.
right? And how many credits did you
I left with 27.
27.
Yes,
Okay.
I went my last year, so 1 year of credits.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And so you're here, and you got elected. When were you elected senators for our college?
About roughly 1 year ago.
1 year ago.
Yes.
Both of you are.
Well, for me, I was appointed because the senator who served as urban affairs senator ran for executive board, and she's now the student body vice president. And there was a vacancy, and I applied for it and was nominated and approved by the Senate on June 25th.
Okay.
So it's a very short term.
So you just got on the board.
Yeah, pretty much.
And what year are you, in terms of you're juniors?
Yes.
Yes.
And so you'll be around for a while then, and can you run again as a senator?
Yes, elections are coming up in about 3 weeks.
Oh.
So we're running again on 3 weeks.
Okay. Well, somebody
Yeah.
may accuse me of being biased then, because I've got you two on and not. Do you have any opponents yet? Do you know?
We'll know by the 17th.
The 17th. Okay. So what do student senators do? Can you give us a short rundown of things that you do?
Yeah, I mean, I think the basic thing that we do, and it seems a little bit cliche, but we represent students and their needs within the college, and we represent, because what people don't know is that their money is being used into our fund, and we're using their money to allocate for events on campus, scholarships for students, and stuff like that.
Okay. So you represent our college in
Yeah.
in the student Senate, right?
Yeah.
And how many senators are there in the Senate? Do you know? Does each college have the same number of
No,
senators?
it's based on enrollment. So each college gets at least one. It's more
Okay.
like the House of Representatives, I suppose, than the actual Senate. And so it's the biggest college is liberal arts, and they have 6.
Oh, they have 6.
And we are here with 2.
Okay.
But
All right.
we're good.
So there's. I know that you have an event coming up soon, right? What's the event? Can you tell us a little bit? Andrew, how about telling us a little bit about the event?
So the event we're doing is we're going to do kind of like a meet your senator / get involved with Greenspun mixer. We're going to do it on September 19th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're going to have snow cones of assorted flavors. We're going to do cotton candy, and there's going to be the Criminal Justice Club. Who else is coming, Gil? I forget.
The Criminal
many.
Justice Honor Society, and right now we're in plans of inviting every honor society from our college, which is a vast majority of the majors in this college, and we have one minor that does have an honor society.
Is that right?
Yeah, family and marriage therapy.
Marriage and Family Therapy has an
Yeah.
honor society. Okay, and so you're going to try to get students to come to and we're having this on the plaza, right?
Yes.
Is that right?
It's going to be in the
Yes.
quad area.
In the quad area. And what time is that going to be?
From 10 to 2.
10 to 2?
Yes.
All right. So a little commotion out there while we're trying to be in class.
I'll be quiet. We'll try to be
We'll
quiet.
try. No, we don't want you to be quiet. We want you to have a good time on this thing. And so what are the issues? What do you think are the major issues for student senators and for the students this semester? I mean, as we start this semester, what are you hearing are the major issues for us?
I mean, I think the main issue has been is student involvement. People just either, one, don't know what student government is, or they just don't care. And I think the major problem is that our school is a very commuter school. People come for classes and then they just leave. So we're trying to change that, hopefully, with the new executive board. We're going into a new direction. And yeah, I think that's the number one problem.
Is to get students involved at the campus.
Yeah.
Okay. And what else? I mean, are there some other issues that you see? I know that we had an issue with the newspaper.
Yes.
That's been resolved now, is that right?
Yes.
Sure.
And so, and I think everybody's happy with the resolution of this.
Yes.
Okay,
Good.
and that means that my understanding is we're not using Student Senate money for the Rebel.
Yeah, CSUN money is not being used to fund the Rebel Yell anymore. It moved to the Student Life Committee,
Okay,
which is funding them, which is good.
okay. And so can you give me another idea of one more thing about, Andrew, Gil, you mentioned student involvement. Is there another issue that you would say, Gil?
Well,
Andrew, I mean?
Well, we've had a smoother start to the beginning of the semester than the last couple of semesters. We don't have looming budget cuts from Carson City as drastic as it was in the past years. So it's good that we get to focus on things like student involvement. Another issue is, I wouldn't say it's an issue, but students need money to go to college,
School, yeah.
you know, and CSUN offers a plethora of scholarships every semester.
Okay,
And the applications go up on next Monday on
Okay.
UNLV-CSUN.com.
all right.
So-
We're going to have to end this period, but that's a good point to end on. So students should look at the Student Senate place, and they can look for scholarship money there. And I want to thank you both for coming down to the show. We hope to have you again so that we can talk about the issues and that we face here at UNLV. And so let's take a short break right now. Thank you.
For others, it may have just been a summer job. But for me, it was training. Now I'm an Air Force pararescueman, and my job is to save lives. Make the right choices today, and be ready for the challenges tomorrow. This message is brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
Think you found every hazard out here today? Think again. The spot you missed could be a killer. That spot on your skin could be skin cancer. Fact is, if you're a man over 50, you're in a group most likely to develop skin cancer, including melanoma, the kind that kills one person every hour. 1 in 5 Americans is likely to develop a form of skin cancer during their lifetime. That's why your best shot is to check for a spot. It's easy. Follow through and check your skin. It could be the save of a lifetime. Go to spotskincancer.org to find out how. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
Winston, just one more inning, Grandma.
Ever notice how many things today kids can do without actually moving? A whole lot of things their parents used to do the hard way. So many kids' activities today seem to leave out the activity part, which makes exercise even more important for children. In fact, new research tells us the best time to enhance bone development is during childhood and adolescence. And just getting children to walk an extra 35 minutes a day could spare them the pain of thinning bones later in life. Healthy bones come from healthy habits. Encourage your kids to get up, get out, and get moving.
Hello.
Hey, Grandma, how about another grape soda?
A public service message on building strong bones for kids from the Pediatric Orthopedic Society of North America and the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons.
Right now we're going to meet and talk to Matt Geiger. Matt's with the School of Social Work. Actually, I know Matt. Matt was a student of mine. Isn't that right?
I didn't know you remember that.
Oh, no,
Okay.
I'm getting old, but I can still remember some things like that. But Matt was a student of mine and then moved over to the School of Social Work, and you are in charge of the school's training grant, is that right?
That's correct. I oversee an entity based out of the School of Social Work called the Nevada Partnership for Training, and that is a partnership and collaborative between the Division of Child and Family Services, which oversees overall child welfare in the state. Also, we partner with the University of Nevada, Reno. There's a training team up there also based out of their School of Social Work, and we also partner with Clark County Department of Family Services.
Okay, and this is a federal grant that's passed through the state, right?
That's
As I
correct.
understand it. And how much is the grant?
Overall, the grant is, we just got it renewed for 4 years. I believe it's somewhere around $450,000 a year.
$450,000 a year.
Correct.
And the purpose of the grant is for us to, when I say us, the School of Social Work, right, to be involved in the community by training whom?
Well, our prime mission is to train new workers that come into the Clark County Department of Family Services. These are the individuals that end up going out and doing investigations on child abuse and neglect. They're also the people that end up doing what they call the permanency work, which are putting kids in foster homes and working with adoptions and those kinds of things. So our main directive is training those new staff, and then we also do a series of trainings around child maltreatment and some what we call specialty court topics. And currently those consist of issues around domestic violence, child sexual abuse, adult mental health issues. Often these things are concurrently going on with families that are involved in those systems. So we also just created a children's mental health component also. Unfortunately, a lot of these kids that have been through traumatic experiences, they have issues that stick with them sometimes for a lifetime, and so we're trying to educate the workforce, and also not just the public child welfare workforce, but other individuals end up working with these kids.
Okay, so we're training the social workers who provide the direct services, and so we use our expertise. And when we talk about this training, who develops the training programs? Are these something that some other people do, or do we develop the training programs?
It's really a nexus of a couple of things. The new worker core training that we do was actually done out of Denver University, the Butler Institute there. The trainings that around these specialty core topics that I was talking about, those have been developed through UNR and UNLV. And we also will, depending on the topic and depending on if the stakeholders want specific expertise, we can pull in those individuals as needed. There's been national experts that we've subcontracted on things.
Okay. So we do this now. When we've got this grant, there's you. How many other people work on this grant here at UNLV?
Well, there's myself. I'm a full-time training coordinator. There's two trainers, two full-time trainers. There's a half-time evaluator, and then there's also a half-time administrative assistant. And there's the exact same staffing pattern up at UNR.
Okay. Now, when you talked about the size of the grant, the $450,000, that's to us. Is that supposed to fund the people up at UNR, or
no?
They're getting money too?
Yeah, that's separate. And a component of UNR's contract and ours is some of the money is used to do the subcontracting with experts. Up at UNR, they have a whole separate stipend. They have a stipend program where they will have people apply, and actually they will pay for people's educations to become social workers, and then they go out and work for some time in the child welfare. To pay back the loan, they work in those entities.
Okay. Well, I would expect that there's a real difference in terms of the one at UNR. I mean, they're dealing with the county there, or do they cover the whole state and then we just focus in at Clark County, or what?
Yeah, up in UNR, they focus on Washoe County, which is Reno, And they also have a large focus on the rural counties. Training is difficult in those areas. They're actually employing some technology-based trainings, web-based live trainings, what they call asynchronous trainings that you can take on your own time. And we're actually developing some of those here. Down here, our main population that we work, I should say that the workforce is Clark County. We do some trainings out in Pahrump, which would be part of the rural area.
And so how often do we do these trainings?
It depends really on the county's need. When they have the New Worker Academy, which runs 10 weeks, we finished up one of those at the end of June, and we just started another one. So the New Worker components that consist of about 20-25 people going through at one time, that's probably about 2 or 3 times a year. And then the rest of the year is all these specialty core trainings. We've just developed a training for supervisors in child welfare, which I'm really excited about. That's hard work.
Okay. We just have a few short seconds here. So as I understand, let me recap this and say that what we're doing, the School of Social Work, and you and your trainers, you have is to train the people who are providing those services. And this goes beyond the people who are just getting social work and everything, right?
Yes, it does.
Okay. And I want to thank you. Again, this is really important because this is the university reaching out into the community and having an impact in the community. And people don't always recognize we're not just providing people a degree, we're actually working with people in their jobs and improving their job skills. And I want to thank you for coming down and talking about that. We'll have to have you back with some of the trainers and get some ideas about their experience working with those trainers and with the people that they're trying to help out in the field, new staff members at social services. So thank you for coming in today, and we appreciate your help and at the university. Thank you. And let's take a short break here today, and we'll come back with Dr. Helen Neal.
I'd love to see Paris.
I like to see cupcakes falling from the sky.
My daughter, married and happy.
I want to see things the way I used to.
Chances are, someone you love may one day be affected by macular degeneration or glaucoma. Log on to seeabettertomorrow.org or call 1-800-437-2423 to learn about glaucoma and macular degeneration. Call 1-800-437-2423 or log on to seeabettertomorrow.org.
I just want to see more of the things I love.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That moment?
It was a moment that changed my life. I'd been training with my team for months, and now we had been called up for the first time. The real deal. Wildfires were getting dangerously close to homes. At that moment, I got my first taste of just how important the Guard is to my community.
See how the Guard can be an important part of your life at NationalGuard.com.
At what age is the color that your skin was meant to be no longer beautiful? Every year, millions of young women try to change the skin they were born with and say they'd die for darker skin. Sadly, some actually do. Melanoma is the second most common cancer in teens and young adults, and one person dies from melanoma every hour. Change your thinking, not your skin. Stop tanning. Learn more at spotskincancer.org. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
Something's not right.
My first symptoms were
constant tingling in my toes.
My legs, sometimes they'll go numb.
Double vision. They said you have multiple sclerosis.
Well, the beginning is the hardest time.
Kind of had to get a grasp on reality.
I had to adapt and change very rapidly.
I had to learn how to drive with my hands. Yeah, that was interesting.
I was a dancer. I don't see walking the way I walk any different than doing a dance. It just looks different. It's a different dance.
You see me have an off day, it doesn't take away from who I am.
A symptom may cause you not to be able to do that anymore. And at one point, I wasn't able to do any of those.
But I would exercise every day.
Since I've been cycling, it's definitely helped my walking.
To make a lot of changes in my life and
just adapt to it.
I'm going to acknowledge its presence. I'm not going to discount it, but at the same time, I'm going to try my best to not let it stop me.
It's a fantastic opportunity to be working together with a common goal of curing MS, and sharing is the key.
And I now have the real privilege of talking to one of my colleagues, and she's a colleague of mine in more ways than one. I mean, not only is she a faculty member, but she works up in the dean's office. She's the associate dean for undergraduate education and assessment. And I want to welcome Helen Neal. Helen is an associate professor in the School of Environmental and Public Affairs, but also the associate dean. And I want to first talk about undergraduate education. It's so important to us at the university. And what we've done this year at the university is requiring something called the first year experience course. We have that, and we've had something like that, and we have learning community. Can you talk a little bit about what that first year experience course is supposed to do?
The first year experience seminar is something that we've had in our college since early 2000. And as part of, and it's been a very successful course over the years, and so successful that when the university revised their general education curriculum, the decision was made to follow our model and offer a first year experience seminar. And so we've also revised our course to be in line with the university new general education requirements.
And what's that course supposed to do? I mean, what's a first year experience course supposed to do?
Right, it's meant to be an introduction to college life and introduce students to the academic rigor associated with college courses. So it serves two purposes. One, it introduces the student to a higher level of thinking and learning. And the second thing that it does is really help students refine their skills and get more connected on campus community activities. Like one of the things that we've done in the past is we have a service learning component that the university also now includes in its first year experience seminars.
And our first year experience seminar is tied to something else that we do that's sort of different from the rest of the university. We have what are called learning communities. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes, learning communities are something that that a number of universities in the United States are using, but we're actually the first college here at UNLV to try this innovative approach of scheduling courses where students are not in different courses from the get-go separately, but actually take 3 courses together. And so as part of these learning communities, the students get an opportunity to connect with their classmates and to even connect with the faculty in a different way. And they've been very successful over the years of where we find that those students are more likely to continue at UNLV than those that take courses here and there.
Right. So we've done this voluntarily in the past. We're still doing it as a voluntary kind of thing. But I think most of our students who are in our college, freshmen, this is designed all again for freshmen, right?
Yeah.
And they're what are known, both the first year experience and the learning community are known as high impact learning experiences.
Yes.
Right? And so we're doing this at the college, and I think about 85% of our students who are freshmen are in the learning communities?
Yes, for those who are in the first year experience seminar, 80% of them are in a learning community.
Okay. And what we find is, again, you were talking about taking blocks, so we may have students who are interested in criminal justice. They take all those courses together. They'll take a course in criminal justice, they'll take a public speaking course, and they'll take, say, the first year experience course as a group.
Yes.
Right? And we keep it kind of small at about 25 students.
That's right.
And so we find that makes a difference for us.
It makes a really big difference, and that for students who are even sophomores and juniors, many of them will continue to take classes together even after we've stopped scheduling them together. They work together to take courses to continue it, which which is all part of our main push to see students graduate in 4 years. And
right. We wanted to first retain them. We wanted them to go through their first year and come back their second. They can't graduate if they're not back here the second year.
Right.
And that's what this first year experience is supposed to do in our learning communities. And then we'd like them to have a goal of finishing, right, on this thing. So that's one of the things. And you're doing assessment work on our experience here.
Yes.
Right? And we have all kinds of people involved in this. We have our faculty, our regular faculty are involved in the first year experience too. Can you give me a short rundown? We only have about 30 seconds on this, but can you?
Yeah, we're again following a different approach than other colleagues in other units here at UNLV. We have 8 faculty giving presentations in each course. And so we're introducing them to all kinds of really interesting urban issues, both challenges and opportunities, which are so appropriate for our college, Greenspun College of Urban Affairs.
Right. We just have a few seconds, so I just want to clarify that again. You've done a good job. You say we have 8, right? And so we have our faculty interested in working with our students at the very first experience. We have to end this. We'll have to come back and talk about this some more. I want to thank you for watching the Urban Report. We hope to have you and see you again next week on the Urban Report. Again, thank you, Helen, for coming to talk on the Urban Report.
Thank you.
Thank you.